And once we understand that it's not our fault that we've accumulated all these certain energies, then we could do something about it. We can step into that other version of us, because all versions of us exist, whether we like to realize it or not or admit it. All versions of us exist. For example, you know how we say we are God, right? In the spiritual community, God. That means generator, operator, and destroyer. So if we could step into our shadow just a little bit and say, you know what, I'm going to kill off this fear, regardless how anyone else feels about it or not, because you don't have to walk around holding on to
What's
that
up,
fear.
chosen ones? And peace, power, and prosperity to you. Spiritual T here with another public service announcement. And before I go any further, I'd like to say, please excuse my pinky finger. I was shaving and accidentally clipped my nail a little bit. So if you could forgive me for that, I appreciate it. In this video, we're going to be talking about spiritual entities and how we may not have known what they or how they've been affecting us all of our lives. See, everything is spiritual, and I mean everything. This phone that I'm talking to, this microphone, our bodies, everything is spiritual and everything is energy. Now, with that being said, also everything is an entity. And if you're not familiar with what an entity is a thing of its own. You are an entity, I am an entity. And with that being said, every emotion is an entity as well. And that's why you hear a lot of people say the spirit of happiness, the spirit of laughter, the spirit of anger, frustration, and so on. Now, we have not understood this for decades, hundreds of years, centuries, because no one told us this. But when we grew up, I'm sure if you're watching this video, then you might know that we've kind of accumulated a lot of different entities, energies, for example, like the spirit of lack, the fear of not having enough. But I got some good news for you. Let me explain it. The spirit, those are just spirits, and you can easily get them out of your spirit body, because if you look at another person and you say, how can they have something and I can't? What's happening is, throughout that person's life, they've been accumulating different spirits, different entities in their life. And some people, like, people who have just waken up to this knowledge, they might not know this. They might not know that they have accumulated the spirit of fear, the spirit of lack. But here's the good news. You can get rid of it. And I'm going to show you guys how to do it in this video. I just kind of wanted to give a brief description of what's going on, because every spiritual entity has a personality, or more or less a characteristic of its own. Everything has its own characteristic. Plants, for example, they have their own characteristics to grow a certain way. Water has its own characteristics to just be itself. You get where I'm coming from? And all these spiritual entities that we can't see, they also have their own characteristics: fear, anger, frustration, abundance, prosperity, wealth, happiness, joy, etc. Each one of those particular entities has its own characteristics. But moving forward, once we are able to understand this, we can eliminate the ones we don't want. Because, as I said before, when we were growing up, we didn't know that we were accumulating so many different energies or entities. We may not have known that we have been summoning them. You know how in the spiritual, like even in movies years ago, they would say things like, I summons you. Essentially, that's what we are doing 24 hours a day. Well, not 24, because while we're asleep, we're not summoning anything. But in our waking daily lives, we are summoning things in our life. Sometimes we may feel an emotion come up. We're actually summoning that. And sometimes it can be unconscious. But I'm going to teach you guys how to clear it out. And I'll start now. I would like for you to visualize whatever it was that's been bothering you. Anything that's upsetting you, that you feel like you don't want to carry around with you anymore.
And I want you to visualize your spirit body stumping that fear or that frustration out. And I mean literally, like, listen, use your spiritual body to just like that, stump it out. Because we don't realize it or not sometimes that we can hold on to all those energies within our aura. Like, and if we're not mindful of if they are stuck in our aura or not, we can continue to hold on to them through our daily lives. But if you take it out of your spirit body and stump it out, then you are actually teaching that entity they no longer have control over you. And that's where another notion comes in about how we all are God and how everything is God. Even those fearful and judgmental entities, those things are a part of God as well. But we do not have to hold on to them anymore. And I promise you, when you stump them out using your spirit body, essentially send it away with non-judgment, because little did we know those entities are a part of God. So, and they were only there to try and protect us. Like when we were growing up, we may have accumulated a lot of energy and a lot of entities and didn't realize it. So they kind of came unconsciously and they were kind of protecting us as we got older. That's why we see a lot of other people, like billionaires who are doing such magnificent things. That's because they've been summoning different entities throughout their life. They've been summoning the entity of abundance. They've been summoning these energies. And it's not their fault, and it's also not our fault. And once we understand that it's not our fault that we've accumulated all these certain energies, then we could do something about it. We can step into that other version of us, because all versions of us exist, whether we like to realize it or not or admit it. All versions of us exist. For example, you know how we say we are God, right? In the spiritual community, God. That means generator, operator, and destroyer. So if we could step into our shadow just a little bit and say, you know what, I'm going to kill off this fear, regardless how anyone else feels about it or not, because you don't have to walk around holding on to that fear. Like, is it benefiting you? No, it's not. And has it benefit anyone else by you holding on to that fear? Maybe it has, but this isn't their reality. This is yours. So you are allowed to clear all of that stuff out of your energetic system. And if you have to stump it out, like, you know what, I'm going to just visualize my spirit body getting really, really big. And I'm going to take that fear and make it smaller than this microphone. And I'm going to throw it away. Simple as that. Either that or just stump it out. Like, you know how a person might stump out a cigarette and twist their foot? Just like that. You utilize that. Hold on 1 minute. We have a train coming up. You see the train? But I'll stop it right here so he can pass. Give me 1 moment. Pretty cool stuff. Check it out one more time. Yeah. Coming out to the mall to enjoy myself on this spiritual journey. And I know that you guys enjoy yourselves as well. But yeah, I wanted to drop this video to help us understand that along our journeys, all we have done is unconsciously pick up on these certain energies, these certain entities, and it's not up to us. We're not required to hold on to them anymore. Like, we can allow them to release either gracefully or we can stump them out, because guess what? You are God, generator, operator, and destroyer. And you're not creating any negative karma by doing this. Let me make sure I make that clear, because you're not initially aiming that stumping it out. You're not initially aiming that at a particular person. What you are essentially doing is just taking that fear, saying, hey, look, I'm a whole lot different than I used to be. I'm not holding on to you anymore. And we stump it out and throw it away like this. And guess what? You also do it with no judgment, without any judgment, because those fears and those entities, they were only here to try and protect us. So just clean them out, kill them off, and say, you know what? Thank you for, helping me out when you did, but I'm not holding on to you anymore. I don't no longer need you. So I release you without judgment. So I hope this video may help someone who's awakening and understanding, like, hey, look, I don't have to hold on to anything that no longer serves me anymore. If it's lack, the fear of not having enough, you can stump that out. You don't have to hold on to that, because there is abundance of everything, money, resources everywhere. And ever since I've done this, I promise you, your results will reflect themselves in your reality. Things will just start happening good for you in your life, because you are not holding on to any particular energy that doesn't serve you. And if we didn't know this or not, everything is energy. So, like our aura, like that's what really reality is reflected from, is our auras. Like our auras are constantly emanating, whether we know it or not, because they're invisible. And just like oxygen is invisible, it's still there. So our aura is kind of emanating, and our reality reflects that. So once we're able to release anything that no longer serves us, kill it off with compassion, say thank you, forgive it, let it go, and continue moving on with your life, things, I promise you, will get a ton better for you. Like, it may not happen overnight. Just continue the process. It's like a practice, it's like a spiritual practice. You're creating this nice vibration for yourself on a day-to-day basis, and things, I promise you, will reflect in the most magical, positive way possible for you. So I'm gonna just leave it at that for now, and I'll make a series about this possibly in the future on this channel. But as I said before, it's okay. We've only accumulated and summoned those energies up unconsciously through our life. It is not our fault. Some of the things that we've been told, some of our experiences that we've had, those weren't our faults. But here's the good news. You don't have to hold on to any of it no more. I promise you. Let it go, stump it out, kill it off, say thank you, I forgive you, please forgive me, and continue moving on with your day. I apologize, guys. My phone gave me the storage full notification. If you guys own an iPhone, I'm sure that you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yes, ultimately, that's basically what everything is. You know what I mean? It's about releasing that energy, because we do not have to hold on to it anymore, I promise you. And God is not judging you for allowing it to release. You know what I mean? Sometimes we have to stand up. You know what they say? Stand up to your so-called opponent, because in hindsight and in retrospect, we all are one. So there's nothing that's different or greater than us. We are the powerful supreme being. All of us are. So stand up to it. So until next time, Spiritual T signing out, and love you guys as always. Take care of yourselves. Peace.